One of the things you will notice in OnShape, there's not specifically a thread command as it is in some of the more advanced CAD systems. So this demonstration is going to show you how you can create simulated threads in your design. You have quite a bit of control over this as to what shape they look like. So I've started here. All I have created so far is a circle sketch on the front plane. I'm going to go in and extrude that to make my basic the shaft of my screw. And I'm going to extend it out about 8 inches just so we can see what's going on here. Now, before I close the extrusion, I want to come up here and this may already be across the top on a bigger screen, but I want to pull down and I want to choose helix. Helix is just a curvy spring-like path, and I want to put that helix on this actual extrusion, this cylinder, so it wraps around it. And just to be cute, I'm going to make 12 of these little stripes around here, and then now I'm going to actually check the green check for the helix. Okay, and that will also save, of course, the extrusion before that. So now I have the guideline. This might suffice for screw threads if you're in a hurry, but to make them look a little bit better, what we want to do is we want to actually draw a little triangle in here that's going to notch out the threads. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to use you want to put the 90-degree plane, the one that's wherever the helix starts here. That's the plane you want to use to create the little triangle that we're going to create. So I'm going to create a new sketch. I'm going to click on this flat plane here. I'm going to do N for normal. And then, right now this part is sort of in the way, so I'm going to just turn this part off just a minute, and all that you see now is actually the helix. So I'm going to use my line tool, and I'm going to connect to the end of the helix here. I'm just going to go over a little ways straight. I'm going to come down to make a triangle and back over. Now, if you want your triangle to be truly equilateral, I'm going to hit escape to get out of the line command. And I'm going to come over here and pull down on the constraints, and I'm going to choose equal. I'm going to highlight all of this area here, and that makes all of those sides equal. Okay. Now, the last thing, let's escape out of that. Now, the last thing we want to do is to tie the triangle to this path here, the helix path. So I'm going to click on this little line here, and then I'm going to click on the helix. And notice how it joins it all together. And to make these pierce each other or join together, we come back to the constraints and we choose the pierce command. And it turns black. Black lets you know everything did it correctly. If it's red, you might need to try a different plane to create this in. And then I'm going to click check to finish. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn the part back on so we can see the part. And then what I want to do now is I want to do a sweep with this and remove material. I want this triangle to sweep around this helix and go all the way to the other end. Okay. So I'm going to click on the sweep command like we learned earlier. I'm going to click on what I want to sweep, this. I want to make sure I choose remove. And I want to make sure I choose merge with all to make sure it does it all the way down. And then I'm going to click on the sweep path itself, which is the helix. And notice that little triangle takes off and follows its way all the way around and round and round the helix all the way to the other end. So again, if you make sure you pierce it, you click on remove to remove material, otherwise you'll get an error. And then make sure you merge with all, and then click the green check mark. And you have a beautiful set of screw threads there that you can show off in your part.